Big evening for Arthur Dillis. It started with a derby draw, was followed by that defeat in the Big Blue, and then another draw with Auckland as well. So he's looking for that first win. Alan Stajic, well, he saw his side while he was suspended, watching from the stands, battle the player down for most of the second half to that spirited 3-2 defeat to MacArthur. It was the end of back-to-back wins for them. Lachlan Keevers is our referee this evening. He's being assisted by George Lacrindis and Owen Goldrick. Adam Bavkar is the fourth official. And back in the VAR room is Adam Kersey and Sean Evans. Well, there is the Western Sydney Wanderers side in there. Brandon Borello makes his 50th start for the Wanderers this evening. He's only scored once against Melbourne Victory in his career, and he's also only scored once here at Amy Park. That came 2 years ago for the Wanderers against Melbourne City. There is 31-year-old Jack Duncan. He's enjoying his football. He didn't play a single minute last season with Wellington Phoenix. He's played every minute so far this season. But for how much longer? Mitch Langerak arrived in Melbourne 2 days ago and is expected to be watching from the stands this evening. The countdown is on to our big one on Saturday night in the Isuzu UTE League. And it's the home side, Melbourne Victory, that get us underway. Recent history between these two sides suggests we have plenty of goals on the agenda this evening. Andy Harper, it's the best attack against the best defence. How will that play out?
Well, that just adds nicely to what I think is going to be a very, very good game of football. The Wanderers are building a case, thankfully, at the start of the season with home losses, early knives out, but in the short term navigated their way through that and played last week despite losing patches of some really good football. Melbourne Victory's been very consistent. They're in that clutch of teams on 18 points. They win tonight, they go clear second, and they win tonight, and there's a definite gap between the top six and the rest of the pack. But I think it's going to be a great game. Both teams have offered plenty in the early rounds, and they should deliver here this evening.
Mashash, an early touch for him as he finds Jing Reese, his first start for Victory this evening, towards Arzani. It's cleared only as far as Teague, driven back in and blocked by Juan Mata. So many questions when we saw the team sheets come out. Where would Juan Mata be playing after playing on the right wing or a right midfield position against MacArthur? The reshuffle with the suspension to Dean Pelekanos means that Josh Brillante has dropped into the centre of defence alongside Liam Bonatic. Anthony Pandazopoulos has come onto the right side of the defence as Teague drops it over the top for the speedy Jing Reese. Here's Mashash, little 1-2, Mashash into the area, nicely done, still going, and it takes the last-ditch challenge from Brillante to clear the danger.
Yeah, good read from Josh Brillante. Nice 1-2, edge of the box. Mashash back from the suspension. Put through by Arzane. He navigated Pantadopoulos. He got past Priestman. And it was Brillante who intervened to stop Lawrence Thomas from having to do anything.
Arzane's ball near post. Already Roderick Miranda alerting referee Lachlan Keevers to what he thought was a bit of holding on in the area. Aidan Hammond is on the left side of midfield at kick-off with Milanovic on the right. He does love to cut inside onto that left boot of his. Fornaroli, just the one goal so far this season. He scored 4 in a match against Western Sydney at Combank Stadium last season in that 4-3 victory. There's only 4 goals for Melbourne victory against Western Sydney. He has 9 in his career against the Wanderers. Valadon with Hamill. Adama Traore at left back in the absence of Casey Boss, as well as Valadon's little touch for Fornaroli. Now Arzani. Tricky customer, Daniel Arzani, taking on 2 and going past them. Priestman required to make that sliding challenge, and it's another corner for the home side.
A good start from Arzani. He put Mashash through with that 1-2 and now has taken on 2 Wanderers defenders and left them in his wake, and it required the coverage of Oscar Priestman conceding the corner, but to stop further progress for Daniel Arzani.
It's Teague to deliver. Strong header away by Zach Sapsford. Still wearing the mask. That broken nose suffered on the opening day of the season. It was headed by Borello. He's not the most convincing. With Mashash again. Goal kick this time.
Good early minutes for Melbourne victory. The Wanderers under real pressure early. A couple of corners. Some progress into the Wanderers penalty area, which required on 2 occasions 2 separate last-minute interventions by Brillante and Priestman. And now the Wanderers get a chance to clear their space and perhaps put their foot down themselves.
Clearly with that best defence in the league, Melbourne victory have decided that attack is indeed the best form of defence this evening, as Fornaroli gives chase. Won't get there, but Mashash, it was his pass that he took too long to get rid of that was turned over. Oh, Nazani showed too much of that to Pandazopoulos. Milanovic does likewise with Valadon. And victory have it back again in Wanderers' half of the field. Mashash, clever little touch off for Arzani. Referee says Priestman got all ball. That's a good first touch from Brandon Borello. Now for Milanovic. Taking on Adama Traore. Less clear cut. Referee letting it flow in the opening 6 minutes.
Said that Traore got the ball. The referee's opinion is the only one that counts, obviously.
Thought it was a game of opinions.
Oh, we can have that.
But there's only one that counts.
Yes.
Priestman's first time ball. Picked off by Adama Traore, and here's Mashash again. The Frenchman who was sent off just 15 minutes into the Big Blue. That foul on Courtney Perkins. Arzani pinging the ball across to Jing Rees. Won everything last season with the Central Coast Mariners. Had to play a part exclusively off the bench for Melbourne victory until tonight. And the official word out of victory camp is nobody is injured. So it's all a case of load management, the absence of Casey Boss, that Reno Piscopo is back on the bench. There's not only been a lot of matches for the players, there's been a lot of matches for Arthur Dillis as head coach as well. Patrick Kisnorbo's decision to leave the club caught basically the entire club by surprise, including his assistant coach, who accepted the role during the week of the Melbourne derby. He's not done badly, Arthur Dillis. The results may suggest he's still looking for that first win, as that's a lovely ball from Valadon. Guerrier squares it to Arzani. He just tried to steer it home, and Thomas makes the save at his near post.
So disappointing delivery from Jason Guerrier in the end. Beautifully found by Valadon, who's been excellent these opening minutes. Jason Guerrier, really, with no pressure on him. He hits a bounce pass to Arzani, and it's also behind Daniel Arzani, asking way too much.
Milanovic. It's a good ball. Borello's coming from a long way deep, and indeed the flag does go up for offside.
Well, the Wanderers have barely had a touch. 8 minutes. Very good start from the home team. Teague and particularly Valadon just have got the motor humming early for victory.
Well, their lack of a goal scorer, which has been rather prejudicial to their results in the last few weeks for Arthur Dillis, but also under Patrick Kisnorbo before that. They are the side that have the third highest XG in the league. They have had the second most shots in the league this season as well, but they have the 10th best conversion rate, needing nearly 10 shots for every goal scored. And their top scorers are Virgos, Mashash and Valupale, with just 2 goals each. We are a far cry from Bruno Fornaroli's goal-scoring heroics last season that saw them go 15 games undefeated at the start of the campaign. Fornaroli's battled hard there. Here's Teague with Arzani, looking to get him one-on-one with Clisby. Hammond comes across to help. Teague on his left foot. Little roll through on Mata.
Yeah, they're very impressive attacking stats from victory, but of course what doesn't come up in the poor conversion rate is, on any given day, the heroics of the opposing team's goalkeeper. It's the one thing in our game that makes a mockery of statistics. Now, I haven't got a forensic recall at this stage of the season how many gilt-edged and great saves have been made by goalkeepers playing against Melbourne Victory, but you'd say there'd be a few.
We would also say that their own goalkeeper, Jack Duncan, has been performing heroics as well. And have a look who's there watching from the stands alongside Roxham.
Yeah,
the legend is Mitch Langerak, the goalkeeper in waiting.
Great to see that Thierry Tigo back in Melbourne. We'd have liked to have had a chat with him before the game. Melbourne Victory decided that he's off limits for now for some reason. Their prerogative.
As Clisby's ball in is a great one. Oh, off the post. What an opportunity for Brandon Borello. And with their first attack of the match, it was a lovely ball in from Clisby.
He has got a beaut left foot, and Victory did everything right defensively there. Miranda just beaten by the flight of the ball. It caught Borello by surprise, but from that range it's makeable, especially when your name is Brandon Borello. Big escape for Victory.
Here's Mata on the right foot, chipping it forward towards Sapsford, who's in here. Oh, and he's missed. Well, I think the flag may have gone up. Oh, perhaps goal kick being indicated by the referee's assistant. Stajic wants a bit of confirmation as well.
Well, ball floated over. Sapsford is onside. Maybe a nudge in the back might have gone against him. But the mask of Zorro misses from 5 yards. And just quietly, a question's been asked. I'm sure that the face mask of Zach Sapsford has been passed, but the nose part of it itself is very pointy.
Batman nose.
Well, it's very pointy. I mean, right on cue, Zach. Thanks for that. That
fiberglass.
The point on the proboscis is pronounced.
As Panterzopoulos leaves it, Jingrees was almost in. Well, in the end, that was a very, very presentable opportunity for Zach Sapsford, who's developing into an excellent attacking option for the Western Sydney Wanderers this season. Mashash, great touch again, squares the ball towards Fornaroli, was just behind him. The Uruguayan-born Socceroo just lost his footing at the crucial moment. Now Clisby again looking for the willing runner of Zach Sapsford, who's just pulled up a little bit short there. Fornaroli kept in by Jingrees. Paladon. Reese again. Mashash back out with Traore. Mata with the interception. May have been intended for Milanovic. Andrzopoulos heads back to his goalkeeper. 2 shots apiece in the opening 13 minutes. The best opportunities have come the way of the away side, despite having less than 30% possession so far. Nicely done, Mata. And now releasing Milanovic. Lovely play from the Spaniard. Milanovic down the right. Looks up, cuts it back almost perfectly for Borrello, and it was good defensive work from Ryan Teague.
That's a good recovery from Ryan Teague. Victory's defence had a lot of space in behind. Look at this, and it's found and exploited by that left foot of Juan Mata, and Teague recovering as a midfielder needs to do, right into that central space. Good start from Juan Mata. Better from the Wanderers after 9 minutes of being spectators. They're back in the football match.
Clisby sends Aidan Hammond away. Clisby goes deep, too deep, to the back post. Andrzopoulos has done well to keep it in. Now Mata making himself available. Turns inside, Traore too easily. He was looking for Aidan Hammond but couldn't find him. Priestman now. Andrzopoulos gives it straight back to Mata. Hammond with Clisby. Finds the Spaniard again. Mata looks up, crosses back post. Sapsford. It's beyond him. He'll keep it in though. Good spell this for the Western Sydney Wanderers. The early cross, it might yet fall. Miranda's header came straight back off Teague. Good challenge. Clisby wins it back. Sapsford again. With Borrello. Now Milanovic. The front three combining. Milanovic now. He's got a very, very dangerous left foot. Clisby for Hammond. This is good football. Panazopoulos deflected behind. Well played, Wanderers.
And the pendulum swings. Victory with all the early pressure. Now it's the Wanderers with their share of the ball. Camped around the Victory penalty area, and again looking good, looking likely. A couple of near things already for Victory, and 2 or 3 other promising attacks for the team representing that fan group.
There's the RBB. There's another 100 or so Western Sydney fans sitting around them as well. Mata's ball again. The header just wide from Alex Bonatig, the centre-back. Let's head down to Michael Zapponi, who's with us this evening on the sideline. Zappers.
Yeah, good evening, gents. A warm home, as you've mentioned, 35 degrees currently, so we will have a drinks break shortly. A really interesting period for this man, Arthur Dillis, the interim coach. That's his title for the moment. Melbourne Victory are not committing to him long-term. Here's what's ahead of Melbourne Victory. A quick turnaround for another home game on Friday night against Western Sydney, then a tough one against Adelaide United. So you'd think this next period they'll have to make a decision on whether Arthur stays long-term or not, coming off the back of some big managers in Tony Popovic and Patrick Kisnorbo as well.
Thank you, Zappers. Yes, it is something of a change in policy in terms of the man in charge. Oh, as Lawrence Thomas lets that one squeeze through his fingers and out for a corner.
Yeah, that's a big call from Melbourne Victory. A couple of big coaching calls, including the Matildas, Robbie. As Arzani swings this in, and Lawrence Thomas making a mess of that. Joe Montemuro has been courted in Sydney by FA officials over the last week or so.
Currently top of the French League with Olympique Lyonnais, one of the perennial powerhouses in women's football in Europe. Arzani's ball in, header away. Interesting mail there, Mr. Harper.
Just mail. Mail's in.
He was obviously one of the names that people first thought as well. Arzani's ball, back post.
That was better from Lawrence Thomas. Much more conviction. Probably owed his team it, because his very basic error of that Arzani effort has put his team on the back foot momentarily.
Hamill. Miranda. Now Arzani. No way through Pandazopoulos, who was helped out by Milanovic there. Teague with Valadon. Victory's turn to just be well constructed at the back. Ball from Jason Guerrier, the Socceroo, just beyond Fornaroli and Traore. After those two big matches coming up that Zappa's mentioned as well, Western United here, Adelaide away, and Sydney FC as well, another big blue coming around very shortly for Melbourne Victory. Traore. Priestman with Hammond. Valadon's ball, back post, just over Jason Guerrier.
Jordi Valadon stocks continue to rise. Unfortunately, on that occasion, Jason Guerrier couldn't rise high enough to make more of that pass, but has been prominent for victory.
They come again with Arzani down the right-hand side, and Pandazopoulos not taking any chances.
It's been a fascinating 20 minutes to start this. Each team has had plenty of opportunity to threaten, and they've done so. And it hasn't been a punch-counter-punch type game. It hasn't been a game of transition. So often we see those and enjoy those spectacles, but there have been periods both enjoyed. Yet to yield a goal. Wanderers have come closest, but both have shown enough good form to live up to the pre-game expectations, and this one is worth sitting down and enjoying.
Mata. Relante receives from Lawrence Thomas. See Juan Mata trying to find a little bit of space in the middle of the park. Priestman with Brillante. Pandazopoulos. Grease is quick. Was there a little nudge in the back? Not according to the referee. Throw goes Wanderers' way. Dillis happy with that commitment from Jingrees. Borello, little touch for Milanovic. Arzani steals the ball away. Quick feet. Lachlan Keevers, the referee, comes across to say that Arzani was looking for the free kick and he's not going to get it there. Time for a quick drinks break at Amy Park, as Juan Mata, I think, was agreeing with Lachlan Keevers' reading of the situation, Andy, but perhaps was wondering where the booking was.
Well, Juan Mata has dealt with light-footed players before, if we can call that situation one such example. Definitely there was contact on Arzani. Whether it was enough for him to go base over apex, of course, is Mata was railing against, and referee Lachlan Keevers agreed with.
summer of football means there's no break for the A-League just about. Next game, MacArthur FC versus Adelaide United. Monday nights in Campbelltown for the Bulls against the Reds, 6:55 p.m. on Paramount Plus. And then it's back into the split round 11 on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Plenty of football coming up on Paramount Plus and 10 Bold.
Well, plenty of questions around the league. I mean, how long can Western United surge go? They're fantastic to watch at the moment. What an escape last night. And equally, you share the pain of the Perth Glory fans and players coming so close to a win, hoping to turn their ship around. They come back from Sydney this afternoon up in Newcastle.
Oh, Sapsford's taken an age there. He's got another chance. Oh, and he's put it just wide. He had Priestman in support as well.
Butchered. A chance that comes because of industrious first defensive work. And then the chance so craved is butchered. Double whammy, doesn't force the save and ignored Oscar Priestman. Two good chances for the Mask of Zorros, come up empty on both.
Traore with Rees. Mashash, it's a lovely turn away from Mata. Mashash still going. Sapsford, referee sees a free kick this time. Taken too quickly and not in the right place from Nick Milanovic. Well, he was looking to make amends, having lost the ball himself, Zinedine Mashash.
And a good bit of salvage work from Sapsford there.
He's had the two best chances of the match so far.
Better than Morelos. Morelos hit the post. He's had two very good chances.
Yes.
I think Morelos
is pretty good. Yes, had three very good chances. Now Mashash with Rees. His victory looked for a comeback. Strong from Brillante, who comes away from that challenge with a gingerly ankle.
And I think Jim Rees just took his time. He got the run to that ball has to be more direct, in my opinion. He's gone the long way. It's given Brillante a chance to slide in. Now, the advantage, if there has been one for victory, is that Brillante saw after that, jarred his knee in that very strong tackle.
Again, trying to find space. It's strong from Roderick Miranda through the back of Zach Sapsford. Second time. Anazopoulos again. It's Traore, helped on by Mashash towards Fornaroli. Josh Brillante is still hobbling about. And there, here he is. Looking long towards Sapsford. He's grimacing after that long pass. It's Josh Brillante. Priestman. Letting it go as long as possible. Here's Bonatic. Mata with Hammond. Mata again accelerates. A little too obvious, a little too casual. Intercepted by Arzani, who just heads straight past him. Great ball as well. Fornaroli now. Just couldn't get it out of his feet quickly enough and transition into attack. Anazopoulos has missed it. Rees now. With that lanky style.
Perhaps just get an a little bit more urgent in that situation. Jim Reese is a very dangerous player in full flight. Pantazopoulos with a misread, presenting the opportunity to the Victory winger, but then getting back in time to intervene, but did concede the corner.
Taken short. Not really short in the end, to the back post, and there's the goal, and it's Roderick Miranda again. Back-to-back games at Amy Park for the Victory captain to find the back of the net after the derby. It's his second of the season. An equaliser that day. This evening, it's given the home side the lead.
Well, a combination of defensive errors on the Harvey Norman replay from the corner. Central defence just not tight enough for the Wanderers, and the Pantazopoulos error, which conceded the corner in the first place, is part of that sequence. It's a lovely ball flighted in. The Wanderers couldn't make first contact. They couldn't react to the flick on. Roderick Miranda could, and the deadlock is broken at Amy Park.
There are the statistics. Goal number 5 in match number 82. Terrace behind that goal, celebrated. We're just checking there was nothing untoward in the lead up and no offsides. Goal confirmed. Another little cheer for the home side. And Victory in front early here. Before the half hour. Bonatig. Western Sydney have a very good recent record against Melbourne Victory. They've won the last 2 here. Melbourne Victory's last home win against the Wanderers came back in April 2021. Wanderers have actually won 7 of the last 10. Home or away. There's Fornaroli. Oh, that's quite brilliant. Inspirational stuff from Bruno Fornaroli, but he couldn't find the target. There's a big smile on his face as well. It's Brillante. Looks for Borello running the line. Borello now hooks the ball in towards Aidan Hammond. Might yet make it to Clisby at the back post. Ooh. Spectacular collision between Jack Clisby and Jason Guerrier. Both players grabbing limbs.
Well, Gary is just too fast. That's going to be a yellow card, you'd imagine, for Jack Clisby, who's poorly himself. Actually, but fully intending to try and get the ball, but Gary are too fast. Both copped it. The foul correctly adjudged, and it will be a yellow card to Jack Clisby, which is also appropriate.
Clisby looks, and the way Roderick Miranda came over to check on him, I don't think he's in too good a shape. Clisby at the moment. They're already without their right back, Gabriel Cleur, and their 2 centre-backs in John Tae-Wook and Dean Pelikanos.
Josh Brillante is on 1.5 legs. That knee's not 100%. I'm not sure if there's anything in this, and I've seen Priestman grab the small of his back on 2 or 3 occasions as well. But Jack Clisby is not one to stay down.
But I think the left knee there Gary is moving very quickly. That's his yellow card at last. It's going to be a case of the walking wounded at the moment at the back. We just saw that Fornaroli half chance again. To be fair, Lawrence Thomas looked overly concerned. Bulgaria is back and fine, and Clisby charges back into the fray as well. There's Jingrees. Keeps it in play down that left-hand side. Running at Panazopoulos, the cross in towards Fornaroli. Miranda. Again, now Arzani with the opportunity to run immediately at Clisby. And it's Aidan Hammond back trying to help out. Geria for Arzani. Oh, now there's a collision there with Oscar Priestman. He says there's nothing in it. Referee concurs. Just telling Lawrence Thomas to take a moment, though, all the same.
And the VAR will be looking at this as well, but play on. Priestman's made a couple of good covering runs there. He doesn't get any of the ball. I'd like to look at that again. VAR have decided very promptly that there's no case to answer.
Here's Arzani. Deflected! Oh, and that's a great stop. He had to adjust at the last moment. Lawrence Thomas with a good save, and Arzani ran furiously at Lachlan Keevers, I think, to remonstrate about the penalty appeal.
Deflection forced some heroics from Lawrence Thomas.
Now Ryan Teague. The corner in. Gary is there. And they're claiming that came off Oscar Priestman. Chance for the Wanderers just to settle things down and clear their lines.
Just checking that handball by the looks too. But here's, well, I'm asking questions if I'm Daniel Arzani, to be honest. And VAR flicked it off in a millisecond. It's not worth a couple of looks with no contact on the ball. Anyway. They can't win in the booth. We know that for a fact.
Clisby's cross, played by Duncan. Valadon accelerates. Finds Mashash. And it's a nice little ball from Geordie Valadon. Loves those little spaces. Mashash has done well. His ball floats above and beyond everyone. Now here's Brillante. Back again. Bonatig. It's been a really absorbing match between these two sides so far. Western Sydney Wanderers with a clutch of really good opportunities. Hammond gets the better of Hamill. Hammond driving into the area, still going, lays it back. Mutta is there from the kind of range in which he scored against MacArthur earlier this week. He wasn't far away there.
And given that goal, given his pedigree, given the CV, we're expecting at least a save out of Jack Duncan. So was he, in fairness to Marta, I'm sure. It's a good chance. Wanderers have had some terrific chances, arguably the best of the game.
along. Fornaroli. Little touch outside for Rees. Jing Rees decides to shoot, but again, the defence had the time to get back and block in the form of Pantazopoulos. Got his first A-League goal against MacArthur. Suggested the unlikely comeback could be on the cards for the Wanderers, despite the sending off of Pelikanos early in the second half. Rees' cross. Comfortable claim by Lawrence Thomas. Clisby up the line for Borello. Touch for Hammond. He is quick. That's a good ball as well for Milanovic. Sapsford's at the back post. Went for the first time early cross on the right boot, Nick Milanovic.
Yeah, it's a nice break for the Wanderers. Milanovic got too much lace on that. I think he was going inside of the foot. Little curler to Zach Sapsford. But at full speed, hard to execute. And he couldn't execute it. The chance is gone.
Duncan hasn't had to make a save so far. The best chances for the Wanderers all failed to hit the target. That could change here. Sapsford always ready to pounce, and Teague had to be alert
and put the pressure on Teague. And this is, he does that ferreting work extraordinarily well, Zach Sapsford. He doesn't put that effort in. Teague puts his foot on the ball, turn, and Victoria away. And it's worth the effort. Indeed, he made a chance for himself earlier with that sort of pressure. Mucked the chance up in the end, but still made it because of that sort of endeavour. Tigerish defending.
Clisby again as Hammond and Mata make their way to the perimeter. Valadon. Well, he was looking to release Fornaroli. Mata. Plenty of space here for Clisby. Holds the ball up to the back post. Milanovic is there, but it's cleared long by Adama Traore. Now Priestman. Bruno Fornaroli doing that great job of annoying the opposition into fouling him with the use of the body.
They sucked it in completely. Call that the Dyson move. Create such a vacuum and just suck everything in. Fornaroli's experience. I mean, he had that cooked from it. The ball was about 40 metres in the air. He knew what the outcome was going to be. Just couldn't stop Priestman from fulfilling the destiny of that particular move.
Two former Western Sydney Wanderers in this Victory side, along with the man on the ball there, Adama Traore, who found Fornaroli. Jing Rees now with Valadon. Volante is the former Victory man in the Wanderers ranks, along with a certain Lawrence Thomas. As the cross in, again Fornaroli was diving in there. Jing Rees with Valadon. Mashash, clever little touch. Oh, and Traore, who scored a great goal from that kind of range. His eyes lit up again there, the veteran left back.
Well, it's got a wicked tail on it. Fornaroli, a brave effort, was never a chance really.
Priestman, dispossessed by Arzani. Teague, Fornaroli, nice touch. Mashash, one-on-one with Pantazopoulos. Mashash down to the byline, the cutback deflected. And easy enough for Thomas. Releases quickly with Milanovic. This is a really open match of football. Sapsford, the flag is down for the moment. Zach Sapsford crosses back post towards Borello. Still Sapsford. This time Hammond can't hit the target. Goal kick, and the flag never went up for offside.
No offside call. Doesn't mean it wasn't offside. It just means it doesn't get tested by the VAR and the lines and the set squares. Looks like he might have drifted, but because the ball doesn't go in the net, it doesn't get tested by the video replay. I suspect it would have been rubbed out on that angle that we saw. A good movement in general, though, from the Western Sydney Wanderers.
Again, Sapsford's mobility involved. Towering header out of defence from Pandazopoulos, but he has to quickly get back, and he does so effectively to get the better of Jim Rees. Showing a little more urgency, the Wanderers, as they look up the line again for Sapsford. Wrestling with Miranda. Oh, it's a terrible square ball. Hammond is there. And it's a gift for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Aidan Hammond's second of the season. After a goal in the derby that counted for little, he'll be hoping that this one counts for a whole lot more. Just before half-time, the Wanderers are back on level terms.
Well, again, Harvey Norman replay. You've got to give a little bit of credit at least to the pressure of Zach Sapsford. He doesn't give defenders a break. Miranda, after scoring one to give victory the lead under the pressure of Sapsford, now doesn't look at the pending danger. And that danger pounces on the ball, and Simmons nails the chance. A lot can go wrong from there, but he makes it right for the Wanderers.
Now, there'll be an inquisition into who's at fault. Brendan Hamill at the moment is telling Arzani just to settle down a little bit with his criticism of what just happened. Hamill certainly wasn't far from the ball. He appeared to leave it, I think, for his goalkeeper. He thought Jack Duncan was going to come out for it. Certainly not excusing the square pass. Oh, it's his Fornaroli. The chance to put victory straight back in front at the other end is not taken.
Not his lethal self at the moment. Probably again has drifted offside, but the ball doesn't go in, so we don't get the ultimate test. Ultimate as it currently stands, and he had a chance late in the derby to win it. From inside the penalty area, around about the 6-yard box, he couldn't do it then, and he scuffed that shot also. Great player with a great record, and has put on some really nice little touches here today. Just lacking in the last couple of opportunities that he's had, that trademark sharpness.
There's a missed penalty on the opening day of the season as well against the Mariners. He hit the post with a free kick. The luck just a little bit out for Bruno, who's involved in a little bit of push and pull with Bonatig in the back play as well. Mashash gives it back to Arzani. Traore, 4 minutes of stoppage time, 2 of which have expired. Teague get away from Priestman. Milanovic and Hammond trying to come inside as well to help out Mata. Oh, as Mashash wins it in the air. Now Arzani down for Mashash again. Mashash, let's fly! And that was flying, tipped over by Thomas.
Exciting. What a great effort. Now Mashash dug out by Arzani, actually. Uncharacteristic, unfamiliar piece of play from Daniel Arzani. You don't quite see it on that replay. It sets up Mashash. That's a beautiful effort on the turn again. Second great save from Lawrence Thomas.
Arzani's ball near post, cleared by Bonatig, only straight back to Daniel Arzani. Clever. Arzani still. There, ball in. Now back post. Miranda was looking for his second. No way through. Teague manages to find space for the cross again. Pantazopoulos' header. Oh, and Carrier was looking for Mashash. It's wave after wave at the moment.
Nervy moments for the Wanderers. Exciting for victory. Started by Mashash. Nearly finished by Mashash. Arzani doing so well to put this chance on. Priestman there again. Credit where it's due. And Teague rounded the ball up and sent it in again for another chance for victory.
The referee has spotted a foul here on Aidan Hammond. Now, Adama Traore. Traore is not happy. Now, Aidan Hammond's a little bit of blood in the mouth. He's claiming it was an elbow. Trying to show the fourth official. Now the referee is having a word with his assistant on the near side. Stopped play because Aidan Hammond was down there shaking of the finger between the two players. Let's have a look here. There's a little bit of a swing and a wrestle. Not entirely innocent what went on there, but the referee says probably both players. And they're continuing to have a little look. Play on. Free kick. Miranda. We're now in the 6th minute of stoppage time. And there goes the half-time whistle. What has been, considering the conditions as well, a match that kicked off in 35-degree heat. An excellent spectacle between two of the big teams in the Isuzu UTE A-League competition. Looking to rescale the heights. Melbourne Victory went ahead through their captain, Roderick Miranda, with his second goal in back-to-back games here at home at Amy Park, before Aidan Hammond got his second of the season after a mistake by said Roderick Miranda and the rest of the Melbourne Victory defence. Half-time in Melbourne. It's Victory 1, Wanderers 1. Well, we're off to a quick break before we return with Archie Thompson, Oliver Bozanic and Tara Rushton for all the halftime show.
welcome the future stars of the game onto the pitch. It's Mirabella small-sided football facing the Melbourne members out on the pitch here, showing some small-sided football. Give the cheer.
Reimagine outdoor cooking with the Ninja Woodfire Outdoor Oven. Unlock high-heat woodfire flavour you can see and taste. Smoke low and slow or crank up the heat for a blistering crunch. From artisan pizzas to smoky woodfire creations. Add authentic woodfire flavours to anything you make. Share the flavours of your world with the Ninja Woodfire Outdoor Oven.
Liberty Highlights, get different. They're the thinkers, the go-getters, us, the creators. So if you're a free thinker, you'll be right at home. Liberty, loads for free thinkers.
This year's Alex Tobin Medal is brought to you by Isuzu UTE. The winner of the prestigious award will win their choice of a brand new top-of-the-range Isuzu D-Max or 7-seat MUX. Plus, the Isuzu UTE Alex Tobin medalist will nominate a junior football club to win $10,000. Make sure you're watching this season's grand final when the winning player and club will be revealed.
feeling so lucky? Reimagine outdoor cooking with the Ninja Wood Fire Outdoor Oven. Unlock high heat wood fire flavour you can see and taste. Smoke low and slow, or crank up the heat for a blistering crunch. From artisan pieces to smoky wood fire creations. Add authentic wood fire flavours to anything you make. Share the flavours of your world with the Ninja Wood Fire Outdoor Oven.
Who am I? I'm the one who can be 100 different investors all at once. With E2O, I can be Grace, a global tech investor. Or Max, a
All tied up at Amy Park, 1-1 Melbourne victory, Western Sydney. Daniel Arzani is the birthday boy. He turns 26 today. Was this a penalty? Welcome back to the halftime show. Eddie Harper, your view, penalty or not?
I think it's certainly worth a look again. I mean, Friesman personally didn't get anything of the ball, so why does Arzani go down? Meaningful contact or not? It was just dealt with so quickly, which caught me by surprise. Maybe it's a function of the boy who cried wolf syndrome for Daniel Arzani. Yeah. Maybe he's getting a reputation for being too light on his feet.
Juan Mata certainly made that point to the referee during the half, perhaps that Arzani was going down too easily on a couple of occasions. One man who made a big impact on his return to the starting 11, Zinedine Mashash. Love his work in tight spaces. He can find a pass and he can score a goal. He almost did at the end of that first half.
Excellent. I mean, he's a draw card player. No one knew much about him before he came to Melbourne, but they certainly do now, including the Wanderers players. They're trying to mark him as tight as they can, but a measure of his dynamism and his quality is even under that close attention, he can get clear and break open a game, as he did with a couple of really nice chances. The Wanderers are going to have to stick close to him. 2 or 3 other players have got Piscopo to come off the bench as well. So there's plenty of attacking ability for the Wanderers, led by Mashash, who is just brilliant when he gets the bit between the teeth. Forced a great save there. From Lawrence Thomas, and more to come from him in the second half, you'd fancy.
Lawrence Thomas has been outstanding for Western Sydney as well, with a couple of great saves. We're off to the break. Kick-off for the second half, a minute away.
Welcome back to Amy Park for the second half of this big clash on Saturday night in the Isuzu UTE A-League competition. Round 12, Melbourne victory 1, Western Sydney Wanderers 1. No changes to either side at the break, despite a few walking wounded in both sides. Intensity was high. The challengers were flying in. We've had a couple of goals as well. The best attack scored again, their 25th of the season. The best defence, it conceded one. Their 9th conceded. For Western Sydney Wanderers, well, their defence continues to leak goals. It's still no clean sheet. They're the second highest scoring side in first halves, with 13 scored now in the first half of matches. They've also conceded 13. Only Perth have conceded more in the first half of matches. Here's Milanovic as the Wanderers back onto the front foot early. He'll get another chance, Milanovic, and the second chance is turned behind by Jason Guerrier. They felt perhaps they could have had a penalty for the birthday boy Daniel Arzani. He was having a long chat to Lachlan Keevers just before he rejoined us for the start of the second half, pleading his case again. Clisby. Hammond. Mata. Back outside, Clisby. Closed down strongly by Bruno Fornaroli, and it's bounced out for a goal kick in favour of the home side. You see the Western Sydney Wanderers line up. Hammond's playing in left midfield. It's Brillante in the centre of defence. Pandazopoulos at right back. Up front, Sapsford has the mask on again. He's been involved in absolutely everything. There is Josh Brillante, who was nursing a sore right knee through much of that first half after a very strong challenge. Jack Duncan. He had the one effort on target to deal with, and unfortunately there wasn't much he could do as Aidan Hammond drilled the ball home. Here's Clisby. With Sapsford. Looks up, dinks the ball in. It's a nice ball as well. Miranda was stretching, and he concedes the corner. And there's the leading arm from Clisby into that challenge. He does have a yellow card, Jack Clisby, for a fairly robust challenge on Jason Guerrier in the first half. Now he's over there to show the more cultured side of his game with that left boot from the corner. And it comes near post as well. It was clever. Curled it in towards Sapsford.
Difficult angle for Sapsford. Marzani maybe not the ideal man to be marking. I would say one of the more dangerous targets from a Wanderers viewpoint, and that is in the shape of Zach Sapsford.
Goal kick back underway. In the end, they look long. It's won by Bonatig, but the second ball falls to Ryan Teague. Nazani manages to find a little bit of space. Again, Mashash somehow stays on his feet. Fornaroli does well to help it on its way to Rees. Mashash goes again. Tries to steamroll Bonatig.
Yeah, the key pass from Jing Rees was the weak link in the chain. Everything else was very good from Melbourne up to that point. Good burst from Mashash, lovely turn from Fornaroli.
Brillante, oh, he just opened the door there. Fornaroli, he's got there ahead of Lawrence Thomas. The Wanderers' defence come to the aid of their goalkeeper and hold up Bruno Fornaroli, who was just forced wide and trying to control the ball, and it's a little half an opening, half an opportunity that goes begging. Hazani turns, quick release. Baladon, did he get there? Oh, and Mashash has skied it. It's already out for the goal kick beforehand. I think referee is indicating to both sets of players.
Well, if you're going to miss, they're the ones you want to miss. Beautiful from Arzani, perhaps just fractionally over hit. And Baladon not able. It was a good run from him, just not able to wind it in. He went out for the goal kick.
It's not the first time Mashash has skied one in a presentable position like that. Mashash again. Pushing players away like a bull in a china shop. And he's trying to get on the ball. Zinedine Mashash. Great addition to the A-League. Here's Milanovic. Fantastic homegrown talent. Manages to thread that through to Sapsford. Is he bundled over by Hamill? Yes, says the referee. Got front position. Zach Sapsford. scored 7 goals from set pieces this season. It's more than any other side in the competition. Part of that is delivery, as Milanovic scored direct from a free kick as well. I'm not sure if that was his intention there.
Oh, whatever, it's a wasted chance for Western Sydney.
A couple of glares from his teammates that have come forward as well. And Miranda looks long. Now Bruno Fornaroli's gone down, and the free kick was the referee's assistant on this near side that flagged. Fornaroli. Was a Bonatic involved as the ball came in? Let's have a look. He's clipped his heels. Marzani. It's hard to dispossess. Very solid on his feet, able to turn direction very quickly with the ball. Here he is again. Chopping and changing. 1-2 with Valadon. Always looking to be positive, Daniel Arzani. Jing Rees now. Dama Traore. Hamill. Fornaroli, well defended by Bonatic. But she's given that straight back. Fornaroli. Goal kick in the end. Side who had before this evening made the fewest changes to their starting 11 of any side in the competition. It's changed with the arrival of Jing Rees, a new player in the starting 11 for the first time this season. Shash also returning. Borello. Overlapping run from Hammond. Cross. It's another wasted opportunity.
So I thought when Brandon Borello was first in space, he had the opportunity to hit the ball around Adama Traore. Sapsford and Milanovic had made a run into the box, and it was a makeable pass. He opted out. Chance is gone.
The chance might be on here for Fornaroli. Fornaroli hits it hard and low. Then he was involved in a collision with Bonatic. Both players went down. It was Fornaroli back to his feet quickest. Melbourne Victory's chances are ending up in good shooting opportunities. Arthur Dillis is about to head to his bench, and so is Alan Stajic. Only Brisbane and Perth have used more players this season than Western Sydney, and we're about to see a new face for the first time this campaign for the Wanderers, Alex Badalato, who has featured very, very rarely. Well, he's going to come on for Juan Mata, who had a couple of nice moments in the first half, but we didn't see a whole lot of him in that central position. Didn't have the same influence on the game he did in midweek against MacArthur. He's replaced, so Alex Rocky Badalato comes in for his first appearance of the season. Josh Brillante is replaced by Aidan Simmons, so Panazopoulos will come more central. While there are changes, Jing Rees comes off for Reno Piscopo, and Zinedine Mashash is replaced by Nicolas Vergos. see now, Piscopo has been pretty much outstanding since he arrived at Melbourne Victory. Had a little injury niggle which kept him sidelined for a week or two, but otherwise has impressed and has the opportunity for over half an hour here. Was Rowley again backing into Bonatig.
The master. Relieves the pressure for Victory. In that moment, Teague did a great job to get the ball out of the defensive area. He was under enormous pressure as well. Reno Piscopo's form is a big plus for the Victory off the bench. They lose significantly with Mashash leaving, of course.
Priestman. Two sets of supporters at either end of the field, still making plenty of noise. The North Terrace and the travelling RBB. Over 300 travelling supporters for the Western Sydney Wanderers, who sold out their away bay. As you say, Andrew, as you said in the pre-game, there is a positive feeling around the club at the moment. Some good results. Victory. Great scenes from their active support. Always can be counted on to make plenty of noise. Expecting a big crowd this evening, perhaps a little bit bigger than it's turned out to be, as we see there. The ladder, the draw, the point sees Western Sydney stay 7th, but Victory up to 2nd over that bank of sides on 18 points. They're all chasing the newcomers at the moment. Auckland FC. Too obvious. And Ryan Teague. Arthur Dillis has 2 draws and a loss so far in his tenure as head coach of Melbourne Victory. That the exit of Josh Brillante, skipper of the Western Sydney Wanderers, 5 minutes into the second half, means that that knee is of more concern. Badalato, first time ball for Milanovic.
Yeah, that was my interpretation. Last time we sat together watching the Wanderers game, Brillante was also substituted much later in the game, and it's a rare thing. I'll put that one down to the knock to the knee. 4 changes afoot now, very much the experienced campaigners on the bench are now to enter the fray for the Wanderers.
Antonsen and Kraev about to come on. That signals a little bit more attacking intent. Bonatig and Burgos doing some holding on, anticipating the arrival of the ball, but it's Clisby who's got it. Baladon, there's it straight into the head of Brandon Borello. Referee comes to check on him, make sure he's okay. And here comes Antonsen and Kraev then. Let's head back down to Michael Zapponi on the sideline for us, Abbas.
Yeah, I had a good chat to Alan Stajic before the game, and he spoke about rotating the squad because they've got a very busy period, coming off a busy period. So Antonsen and Kraev are both players who played for Western Sydney in their last start just a few days ago. They are big weapons to bring on. We know they're one of the best scoring teams in the league. They've scored 24, more than any other, and some big firepower to bring onto the park now to add to that goal scoring tally for them. Interesting too with Melbourne Victory, Arthur Dillis making a big call. I thought Zinedine Mashash was Victory's best up until that point. He didn't play against Auckland a few days ago, so load's not an issue for them. So interesting to see Mashash on the bench with half an hour to go.
There is Zinedine Mashash, who He's one of the key players going forward for this victory side, but perhaps a change in coach as well. A coach has different ideas of what he wants.
Yeah, and knows what's going on where we don't. But I think it is fair to say that any team playing against Melbourne Victory that's got Mashash in it breathes some sort of sigh of relief when he gets substituted. You'd rather play a team that doesn't have Mashash in it.
Just for the moment that Burgos has gone into Mashash's position as well, sitting certainly most of the time behind Fornarolis. It's one for Kraev to chase. It might yet fall for Antonsen. Duncan hesitated and in the end swats the ball away quite brilliantly. Borello following up. And Victory survive a bit of Route 1 football to give them the scares. Milanovic as they come again. Milanovic taking on Geria. And the Socceroo defender recovered well.
How good's that from Jason Geria? And he's won the benefit of the doubt. But here's the chance. Excellent from Duncan. The form that Antonsen's been in, most people would have been pretty convinced that was going in. Duncan does a great job. And then almost even better from Geria. But Milanovic is carrying the ball at speed. It's a nice little move he puts on to turn and close that space down in the available time. Was brilliant from Geria.
Nice touch from Kraev to burst into space as well. He's got Milanovic outside him. Kraev comes short, little 1-2 Battleato. Oh, and he left it for Milanovic. He'd come inside, wasn't quite on the same wavelength. But again, we're seeing both sides carve out chances, and Kraev has already made a very positive impact. Milanovic knowing that he was well offside on that occasion, and again
It's a theme. There's not a goal kick that Victory have taken quickly. Very measured, shall we say, and they're set up.
It's interesting the message that it sends when playing at home. You often see sides at home trying to get the ball into play as much as possible to maintain a high tempo. Yes, it is very hot today as we see Piscopo backing in Božidar Kraev. I don't know where the contact was on the shin. Piscopo was wondering where the free kicks come from at all. Kraev, who was involved in that first-minute lunge on Hilaire Germain from MacArthur on New Year's Day as well. Sometimes crude challenges are not always for the faint-hearted. He looks like he's in some discomfort there, Božidar Kraev, as he rejoins the attacking line. In it comes Fornaroli's defensive header. Frisbee again versus Simmons back. And Simmons, who's sidelined with injury, has returned. He's been playing second fiddle to Gabriel Cleur. Out for 3 to 4 weeks now, Cleur. John Tae-wook not expected back either till the end of the month.
Here's a big chance for Simmons. Was starting to make serious progress. No injury is timely. And it certainly has knocked him off stride, but now's got a great chance, a very good player. Great chance to make right back his own.
Monatic wins the ball well in the air. Here's Battleato. Sajic is asking referee Lachlan Keevers and the fourth official why they are stopping play for an injured Ryan Teague. He's not convinced. Teague is was lying just outside the 6-yard box, so it could be in a considered an important part of the field where you don't want someone lying around, I
Well, drinks break has been called. Opportune.
And Stajic gets to opportunely continue his conversation with the fourth official. Well, it was 38 degrees today. It was 35 at kickoff. It's now down to a mild 28 in comparison, as we see what's up next for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Again, they have a little bit of a break now. Their next game is Tuesday week, the 14th of January, away to Perth. Then the games start flowing again. Back that same Friday for the Mariners at home, then Auckland at home and Brisbane away to round out January. Big month for Arthur Dillis. Western United, Adelaide away, Sydney FC at home, and then Perth away on the 1st of February. For them, as Ryan Teague is still holding that right wrist midway through the second half. Drop ball in favour of the Western Sydney Wanderers. We are back underway, and as we've just seen, the Wanderers make 4 substitutions. It's Melbourne Victory's turn to look towards the bench now as well. They've got another Socceroo they can bring on in the form of Nishan Velupillay, as it's long for Arzani. Lisby deals with that threat. Will it be Arzani coming off? Perhaps Bruno Fornaroli for Nishan Velupillay. Good ball from Hamill for Virgos. Badalato comes back. He didn't get much of the ball. Referee allows the advantage with Arzani. Valadon. A little bit of space here for Victory to try and create something. Fornaroli goes down too easily under the challenge of Pandazopoulos. There's Velupillay, who's been in and out of the squad since finally returning from that ankle injury picked up on Socceroo's duty. For Kraev to chase. He's shown a real appetite for it so far today, Božidar Kraev, since coming on.
He looks to be a different type of player from the Wellington Phoenix version. They're both good versions. He's worked a lot harder than he seemed to at Wellington as he led the line there. Did very well. He's a very good player.
No birthday goal for Daniel Arzani.
We've seen the more hard-running version of Božidar Kraev. I think that's probably the best way to describe it.
So 3 goals to his name this season. He scored 7 and then 6 in his 2 years with the Knicks. Piscopo. Away past Simmons. That been kept in? It has, according to the referee's assistant on that far side. And there's one back by Kraev. Milanovic. Velupillay wins it back. Kraev, we've got just a bit of a toe on that. Still able to foul.
Well, he's playing, sorry, Robbie, he's playing on the right side of midfield, but he's managed to shoot over and tackle on the other side. But
hard running.
Is the hard running and hard tackling. Just what we love.
Geria. Velupillay, it's Badalato as well, who's got a bit of a card to play today. It's his first sighting this season. The injuries that are starting to mount up at Wonderland mean that opportunities will present themselves. Badalato is a player with more than just a little bit of A-League experience to his name as well. This is his 19th appearance. Never really been able to nail down that first team spot. Borello. gets front position. Ahead of Teague, Borello still. Great ball wide for Simmons. Early cross. Cleared by Miranda. Borello again. Now 72 minutes in. 37-year-old Bruno Fornaroli in the heat of the Australian summer is still fighting and scrapping for everything. Bonnetig, nicely done. Clisby. Milanovic and Borello leaving it for each other there for a moment.
Well, no particular direction from the final ball. Last couple of forays forward for the Wanderers was a pretty soft give up defensively from Nishan Velupillay too on Bonnetig. And he would be a relieved man that the Wanderers didn't make something of that.
Adelato with a little acceleration. Bonnetig's ball in. It's not a bad one for Borello. Just couldn't get enough cushion on the control. Now Velupillay receives from Piscopo. He's looking for Vergos. It's given away. Adelato again. Sides now, as we approach the last 15 minutes, start to look to the scoreboard. The recent travel and the heat perhaps starting to take their toll as Velupillay is brought down rather crudely by Badalato. Vergos with Fornaroli had two options to the left. Vergos now on the right. Still Vergos. Lands down on it. Renato Piscopo still with his arms asking where was the early ball. Good challenge, Miranda. Gets it back from Vergos. Miranda still. Chips it towards Fornaroli. Oh, Borello. Very quick feet to just chip that ball over Hamill. He's still going. Brandon Borello is being held on to and wrestled with Valadon, who gets a yellow for his troubles.
That's excellent barnacle work from Valadon. It's worth the yellow card in the end. Borello is sort of free there. Valadon knows there's space out here and a player in Milanovic who's waiting to get the ball and then attack the space, and there was plenty of it. But he hung on as he needed to.
With his first goal this season, it was an important goal as well in the semi-final of the Australia Cup. Adelato has also picked up a yellow for that tackle moments earlier. Borello's turn to give away the free kick. One more change coming. The Western Sydney Wanderers. As Hamill has to stretch. Borello releases Milanovic. Antonsen was in the middle. Milanovic still going. Oh, it's a stunning finish. Arrowing the ball into the bottom corner. Milanovic goes to celebrate in front of the North Terrace, his 6th goal of the season. He rejoins Costa Barbarouses atop the scoring charts. And the Wanderers, with 15 minutes left to play, have hit the lead at Amy Park.
Well, Hamill's heavy touch couldn't be fixed with the sliding tackle on the Harvey Norman replay. He had an opportunity to try and find Antonsen as soon as he'd got the ball here. At this point, he looks up. He decides, well, I'm not going to go for Antonsen, so now he's got to finish it himself. And he does ever so well. A lot of space on that second post, and he finds it. Jack Duncan, who's been fantastic for Victory tonight, can do nothing about this one. The deadlock broken.
Well, now Melbourne Victory are staring down defeat. There you see the top scorers this season. Morello has 5 as well. He's there. The top scorers, well, they've scored another 2 against the best defence in the land to take their tally to 26 now. Alan Stajic and Nawel Arate, his assistant coach, are enjoying an excellent spell in charge of this side at the moment. A side, as we've mentioned, have more than their fair share of injury problems at the back as well. But they have a white-hot attack. They've decided that attack is clearly the best form of defence. Victory, for their part, their scoring woes are continuing so far, but for how much longer? Fornaroli just caught on the wrong foot, as Bonatig does well to keep that in, or rather prevent a corner. "13 shots, 6 on target, 7 corners for Victory." As the double change is coming. Santos on for Fornaroli. And Fabien Monge comes on to replace Jordi Valadon as well. Santos, the Brazilian who plays in a wide right position. We've now got Virgos leading the line in attack. Monge brings a little more energy perhaps into the middle of the park alongside Teague in terms of fresh legs.
Yeah.
They've got that attacking midfield. Santos, Piscopo.
Still a lot to play for, and a lot of good players to do it with. And probably, perhaps, the yellow card to Valadon playing on the mind of Arthur Dillis. He's been an ever-present. Jordi Valadon is really making very good strides. Had another very, very good game tonight.
Santos can't get the touch. Does have airs of a younger Zinedine Mashash on this near side. Does Santos? Piscopo, that's a nice turn outside looking for Santos, but he wasn't there. You see the instinctual side to Piscopo's game.
Yeah, that just unfortunately would have been beautiful had they been on the same page. He can move. Product of Fluminense Academy in Xerém, the hinterland of Rio de Janeiro.
Bonatig, one in the air by Antonsen. Kraev, can he get onto his feet? He can, riding the challenge of Monge on a couple of occasions. Now Milanovic for Simmons, and he had Antonsen waiting in the middle and couldn't find him.
That was the target, that was the intention. Victory got to do really well to hang on now. The game can get out of sight with a couple of chances that are coming their way. Monge couldn't handle Kraev. And if he gets that pass right, you're backing Antonsen to score from there, or at least produce some more heroics from Jack Duncan.
Virgos. He's done well there to find Valupale. Simmons read the situation perfectly. And those Victory supporters who were left heartbroken against MacArthur, and a couple of great goals from Piol and Drew, as well as that red card to Pelikanos put paid to their chances. Now they have to defend, something they haven't proved efficient at so far this season.
Now, having survived the scare, Holden Simmons is hitting that cross. Can Victory get square from here? Piscopo outranks, backs himself to deliver this one with meaning.
Wanderers came from behind to beat Adelaide a couple of weeks ago. Piscopo goes direct for goal and it's over everything. Melbourne Victory have won all 4 matches in which they've scored first. He's ambitious to try and test Morris Thomas, who's been in very good form as well. Now it's the Wanderers taking a leaf out of Victory's goal kick book. Time to get us back underway, but Piscopo's won it back. Burgos wants it. Piscopo. Burgos. It falls invitingly for Valupale. Can't put it away. Piscopo has it again. And Badalato does very well to get it clear. Does Burgos. He's struggling at the moment to get back out of that penalty box. The game, he's holding his right foot, I think. Oh, he's really struggling.
Right, great chances for Victory. Outstanding defending ultimately from the Wanderers, although Pantazopoulos was dispossessed way too easily.
Now what's the referee? Referee has stopped play to come across and have a look at this challenge. Well, it's Priestman who's kicked the ball.
Clearly got the ball, didn't he?
It looked that way, and then the ball has blocked the foot, the ankle of Burgos. Perhaps it wasn't there, is it here?
Here?
Okay, this is a bit more understandable. The arm of Jack Clisby.
I'd say that's going to be a penalty.
See where he's blocked it as well.
How far out does his arm have to be? Is it allowed to be?
Well, if it was actually on the ground, then I think that would have been okay, because you're allowed to support your body with your hand on the ground, but it's not on the ground there. It's away from the body. It's enlarging his silhouette.
It's not an unnatural action from Clisby, however. You can't unscrew your arm and leave it behind.
Well, let's hear what Lachlan Keevers has to say. Penalty it is.
Yeah.
Jack Clisby penalised for blocking the effort with the outstretched left arm.
Well, again, winding the sequence back. He's had a very strong game otherwise, but both goals, well, certainly the Victory goal and now the penalty, the sequence started. Yeah. I mean, it's hit him high up in his arm. It's not as though... It's a tough one to take as a player, but the way things are at the moment, I don't think the match officials had any alternative. But it was Pantazopoulos getting beaten, clean beaten, when he shouldn't have, by Piscopo. So credit Reno Piscopo on the far side. Then the ball comes in. There's the flurry of exchanges. Wanderers think they've escaped, but Big Brother found out that they hadn't. Teague to finish it off.
Ryan Teague, he scored with his only ever other penalty in the A-League. To the left of the goalkeeper, he steps up here to hopefully secure a share of the spoils for his side, and he does so. He draws the two sides level with a very cool left-footed strike into the top corner, and we are all square again with 3.5 minutes left to play, plus stoppages, of which there will probably be ample.
Well, let's hope, because it's been a good game. And 3.5 plus added time, the Harvey Norman replay. It was probably going towards goal, if not directly beating the keeper anyway. Another reason for the justification for the awarding of the penalty. D makes no mistake.
Hopes of that first A-League victory for coach Arthur Dillis. In this, his 4th match in charge of Victory. Are back on. Valupale heavily involved off the substitutes bench with that shot that was blocked. Here's Monge looking for Burgos, who's recovered from that twisted ankle. There is the Paramount Plus player index. With 5 minutes left, Teague's goal sees him shoot up behind Roderick Miranda. The other scorer, Arzani's there. And Hammond, the goal scorer, along with Western Sydney's keeper, who's made a number of good saves. Now Borrello, as the Wanderers come looking for more. Not happy with just a point away. Brandon Borrello's done brilliantly. And Jack Duncan makes a fine save down to his left. Clisby comes again. Piscopo gives it away far too casually that time. Strong from Miranda. Now Santos. Burgos. 90 seconds left. Burgos' cross, back post. Valupale. Off the post, I think.
Great chance. Was off the post. Thrilling finish here at Amy Park. Coming home strong, Victory.
And perhaps more to come here. Miranda with Traore. Nervy moments for the fans as the Victory supporters, you can hear, have found their voice now. Now, Santos. Dragged down by Milanovic. Oh, and they want a little bit more. Yellow card for Nick Milanovic.
Beautiful ball from Burgos. And Simmons just not big enough to deal with the taller Valupale. Here's the coat hanger from Milanovic. And Santos giving it a little bit of ray gun on the Amy turf.
Now, by the time this free kick gets taken, we're going to be into stoppage time. Ryan Teague, the left foot to deliver. Everyone back for the Wanderers. In it comes. Lawrence Thomas comes as well. It's a good punch. 5 minutes of stoppage time as Piscopo sends it back in. We've got Jason Guerrier, who's down at the moment, and again the referee draws a halt to proceedings as we have Clisby down. So now Jesse Cameron is stripping off. They've had him ready to come on for about 10 minutes, certainly before that Nick Milanovic goal. He was just about to come on. That was in the 77th minute. So now made his first ever appearance and start against MacArthur at left back.
Well, that's very committed goalkeeping from Lawrence Thomas. Haven't they put on a show, the keepers? Jack Duncan, outstanding. What a great save just recently off Brandon Borrello.
So Jesse Cameron on at left back, the final change. And we'll probably see another minute added on to this one as well for that stoppage for Guerrier. Teague, one for Santos. Goes down under the challenge. It'll be Very quick yellow card for Jesse Cameron. He was only on the field a matter of seconds.
Very tricky work. Oh, beautiful. The Jenga from Santos is pulling all out at the moment.
Did come through the ranks at Flamengo, as you say, Andy, but spent the last few years in Croatia, Bosnia as well, before Cyprus last season. Teague to the back post. Thomas comes again. Claims and quickly releases Aidan Simmons. Piscopo wins it back, goes again. Now needs to find support. Teague, fouled by Borrello. Great awareness from Ryan Teague under pressure there. Velupile now. Piscopo, Teague, Adama Traore, bursting down the left towards Burgos. Now Guerrier, blocked by Milanovic. Hamill against his former side, the header from Pantasopoulos, only as far as Traore, back in. All hands on deck for the Wanderers now. It's victory, looking for a last-minute winner to keep the theme going of last-minute goals. Or is there another surprise in store from Wanderers' top scorers? Oh, Borrello has hacked down Santos. Victory want to keep going. Has to be careful not to lose his head there. Tempers are starting to fray.
Well, they're on the rack, the Wanderers, it seems at the moment. Great work from Santos. Good since he's come on.
They can't make any more substitutions, the Wanderers. There's plenty of backwards and forwards between the two technical areas as well. 2 minutes more has been added on. The nod down from Miranda is good. The cross to the back post is not so good. Overhit from Nishan Velupile.
Well, credit to the players to pay tribute to the end-to-end action that they've generated for over an hour and a half in very, very difficult conditions, and they're still going. Players starting to drop. Fatigue is biting, as you could imagine. 35 degrees at kickoff, and the points are so valued. The players are fighting with everything they've got. No small measure of quality as well.
Well, the round continues on Monday night when MacArthur take on Adelaide, and either of those two sides will be eyeing off second place as well, behind Auckland FC. Are we to have a winner here? We're into the 6th minute. We've been told there could be upwards of 7 after the stoppages. Pantasopoulos with the long throw. In it comes. Kraev is there. Borrello as well. He wants a corner and he's got it. Now they have to find someone to take it. It's going to be Badalato to head across. Alan Stajic shouting last-minute instructions. Is there to be a winner here? Is it going to stun the home crowd at Amy Park? In it comes. It's beyond nearly everyone. Priestman comes. He can't get there. And it's spoils shared at Amy Park at the end of an epic 90 minutes plus stoppages. You can see the players, despite all the exertions, asking the ref if there wasn't another minute or two just to give them one more opportunity. Well, it's left some wounded along the way. Clisby, Brillante, Milanovic there grabbing at the hamstring. It was a fantastically entertaining match of A-League football between two sides that really want to underline their status as contenders this season behind a runaway Auckland as we approach the midway point of the season. Bruno Fornaroli battled for everything but couldn't get his name on the score sheet. Roderick Miranda was the hero and villain in the first half, as it was his opening goal and then wayward pass that saw Aidan Hammond equalise just before the break. Nick Milanovic scored a typically stylish left-footed goal for that young man before Ryan Teague kept a cool head while others around him were losing theirs to steer the penalty beyond Lawrence Thomas and earn Melbourne Victory a share of the spoils. Finished here at Amy Park, Victory 2, Wanderers 2.
Well, you don't want to miss out on the next home match here. That's on Friday. That's Friday coming up on January 10th. That's going to win the way as we take on Western United here at home. Amy Park. Get your tickets now to tickettech.com.au. And about Friday clash against Western United.